Hello everybody, Nero here with another Shadowverse Rolls Beyond video. Today we're going to cover one of the strongest, if not the strongest deck in the game at the moment, which will be Forestcraft ROACH. Now, why is this deck so special to me is the deck doesn't even require a lot of legendaries. You know how like people talked about this game as a pay to win game and all that? This is one of the most competitive decks in the game, and it only has 2 copies of Olivia. That's it, just 2 copies of Olivia. No Arya, no Amatas, no like Rose Queen. Literally just Roach, Olivia, and then the rest of the cards that are just gold or below. It's kind of a complicated deck compared to the other decks, but don't worry, I will teach you guys from Mulligan to the basic combos so you can start out like playing the Forestcraft deck. Now, let's get right into the video. So, let's first talk about the different cards this deck has. I segmented them into different parts so it's gonna be easier to understand what every single card does and what role they provide in the deck, so because this is kind of like a complicated deck for especially for somebody that is gonna play their first ever combo deck in a card game. So yeah, let's get right into it. Like Forest Mulligan first, the Mulligan is gonna look like this. You would want to have Bale on your starting hand because every time there's a unit that leaves the field, right, which includes flipping or dying, this gets reduced to 1. So Bale is gonna be one of our combo pieces, right? You want Bale at your starting hand. That's really good. You don't wanna draw a high cost Bale into late game and just have him be useless. So yeah, the earlier you get this card, the better. Now next off is your fairy generators. You need fairy gen in order to pull off combos because the way it works is for every card that you play, the combo gets increased. And some cards of Forestcraft require you to have a certain combo in order to unlock their effects. Right? Like Lily requires 2 cards, right? May requires 2 cards as well. A lot of the cards that Forestcraft has combo tree, so that's basically equal to 2 fairies or 1 0 cost and 1 fairy, like basically just 2 cards. Yeah, so as you can see over here, like we have May on the Mulligan as well, but this is not really like something that you keep all the time, right? You will only keep May if you have a fairy gen and you're against somebody that you think is gonna be aggro or is gonna have like a really strong board. So yeah, our fairy tamers a fairy gen, like good fairies a fairy gen, fairy convocations a fairy gen, and Glade is gonna be your turn 5 board swing, right? So this is gonna be your bird wife, your first evolve. Typically, if there's no board, of course you don't have to evolve, but if there is a board, which typically is like for example Anne and Greya, right? Like maybe they're a sword player, right? They put a bunch of tokens. This is gonna be your board wipe, and this will also be your card draw. Just do remember that if you don't dump your hand in the early game with fairies, like you might overdraw because Glade gives like 2 cards. So yeah, just keep a note of that. So yeah, so that's the evolve. I mean like that's the Mulligan phase of the game. Now we're gonna talk about your evolve targets. All right, so your evolve targets are gonna be Carbuncle, right? Carbuncle, baby Carbuncle. It's gonna be Roach, Olivia, Lily, and of course Glade, as we already talked about. Glade we already talked about is your board wife. Lily's gonna be the card that bypasses wards. Let's say you're against Rune, it's Anne and Greya. You can't like hit through the ward, but you want to like kill whatever unit is beside Anne and Greya. Let's say it's a Blaze Dog. Let's say it's Anne and Greya herself. Maybe like it's a sword, maybe it's an Amalia against sword, stuff like that. You will use Lily for those situations. You can like you can make them 1 HP, and then if you evolve her, you deal 1 damage to it, and it also gives you card draw, right? Sometimes I will use this just for the sake of card draw and tempo, but of course, like, you know, it's a complicated deck and there's gonna be like a lot of nuance with the plays, so like I'm just gonna give you what your options are. Alright, next stuff we have Olivia. Of course, Olivia is really good. Is a 5 mana, like draw 2, heal for 2 card. And it also allows you to super evolve your Roach, super evolve your Bale, right? Super evolve like literally like any token you have, if you have a token that has Storm, right, on the board, it's a good idea to poke the face with it, so your Roach combo is gonna be much easier to pull off, right? Especially if you don't have a lot of zero cost cards. Olivia is really good for that. Carbuncle is gonna be your main, like one of your main flips for finishing the game. So what does Carbuncle do? Carbuncle doesn't just flip a card, which is gonna be your Roach typically, and if you super evolve him, right, or it, if you super evolve the Carbuncle, you get to hit something, deal 1 damage, and then play another Roach, right? Because your super evolve effect is recover 3 play points. So no matter what, as long as you got to flip your Roach with Carbuncle, which is gonna be like 5 mana, you're gonna be able to play another Roach, which means like it adds a lot of damage without needing the Godwood setup. And one of the reasons why it adds a lot of damage is because it allows you to do a Roach flip with 5 mana left. Typically, you do a combo with 6 mana left, right? Because playing 2 Roaches is worth 6 mana. But Carbuncle combos are worth 5 mana, meaning there's a lot more mana left over for you to do your combos. But we're gonna talk about combos later. For now, let's move on to like Roach. Yep, Roach is, you evolve this just for damage. That's it. There's no other reason for you to evolve Roach besides damage. You can evolve, you can normal mode for poke situations, or you can super evolve if you know it's a finisher. So yeah, there's no reason to evolve this, like unless you know, unless you're sure that it's lethal, or you just want to poke for another like Roach combo the next turn. So yeah. And then we have our card flips. So card flips are important in the deck because a lot of your cards are low cost and you want to be able to have access to them over and over. Maybe you flip a Mei, you play a Mei again, that's 3 damage. You flip a Lily, that's another, convert a unit into 1 HP. You flip a Roach, of course, that's the entire stick of the deck, right? Comboing with the Roach and then killing the opponent with it, right? So yeah. Your Bug Alert is gonna be your flip, but I do not suggest to use this as a flip for finishing games because you're gonna lack a decent amount of damage. Like, you should use this as a flip for poking or flipping to clear the board. Because if you flip something with Bug Alert, it does 2 damage to the board. It's random though, so you know, there's some RNG to that. Godwood Staff is gonna be a card that not only a 0 cost flip because it's a 0 engage amulet that can flip your Roach or other cards in your deck, but whenever you do a combo, right, whenever you do a combo tree, you draw a card. So just play 3 cards, right? Just play 3 cards and you get to draw a card. So this is gonna be one of your main sources of like your card draw. Because you're gonna be dumping a lot of fairies, you're gonna be dumping a lot of your resources on the board in order to get all the combo pieces you need and also like apply pressure on the enemy. So this will make sure that you have enough ammunition coming into the turns that you'll finish the game. Right, Carbuncle is another way of flipping. Of course, you like typically Carbuncle is just used as a finisher flip, but you can use Carbuncle as a regular flip as well if you don't have any of the other flips. Just goes to show you have 9 flip cards in the game, right? You have so many ways to like just use your resources in a manner that puts you in a position to do an OTK. So yeah, this is one of the most consistent OTK decks I've seen, right, in Shadowverse. And now we move on to our cardio cards, right? Alright, these are the cards that we use for cardio. As you can see, a lot of these cards overlap in what they do, right? Like Olivia and Glade kind of like do the same thing. The only difference is Glade doesn't heal you and you get to play Glade at turn 5, right? Lily is an evolved target because it's cardio and removal. Yeah, like these are all your cardio sources. It's more than enough, right? It's definitely more than enough. Like Glade and Godwood Staff, when you both have them in a game, it's actually gonna flood your hand. Right, and you'll also have to remember the fairy generators also overpopulate your hand, so resource management is key. You gotta keep that in mind, so you don't like, you know, so you don't overdraw your Roach like me all the time. Yeah. So let's move on. Tech cards. All right, there's a bunch of tech cards that you can run with Forest, but I chose these 2 specifically because this two doesn't really ruin your deck. So working grasshopper, you do a combo tree, you will draw a roach, an X cost follower, meaning you'll always get roach. If you're gonna use this guy, only put one copy. Let's say, oh, I'm never drawing roach, right? This is gonna be like a fourth copy of roach to improve consistency. Do I like putting this in the deck? To be honest, no. I don't like putting working grasshopper in the deck because I think the deck can this card becomes a dead card if you already have roach in the hand. So that's just my opinion. If you guys prefer using this, it's not really like bad of a card to add, but yeah, it's just increase like luck. Now for Erin, this is a card that buys you one turn into the late Orcus, and you can't deal with it. Maybe you can select Lloyd and then so you can super evolve into the Orcus and survive for one more turn. Maybe like it's a situation where there's a really like big unit and you can't kill it with May, you can't kill it and you don't have a Lily. This is one of those cards where you can use to like get out of that weird situation without spending your resources, because you don't want to use all of your cards all the time in order to deal with the board. You'll lose your combo pieces for your Roach OTK. So Erin can be something that you bring, though do not bring more than one. Just bring one at most. It's a tech card. You have more than enough like cards in your deck to deal with like board states. So yeah. Now, let's move on to the zero cost cards. Now you're like, oh, these aren't zero cost. Hear me out. Lambent, right, is gonna be your combo, like a combo piece, because it adds 1 damage to anything on the field when you engage it. And not only that, Lambent also gives you a fairy and a Deepwood Bounty. A Deepwood Bounty is a zero cost card. Now, with that in mind, you can use this card to get more combo pieces if you're lacking 1-drops, and you also get a free piece as well. So it's like, yo, you got a +2 already with just the amulet. And not only that, you can also add the Lambent itself to the damage of the Roach when you're comboing. You see how good like this is? You can activate the combo tree effect as well for that card, for that zero cost card. So you will need to use some fairies. Think about it this way: convert your 2 fairies into a zero cost card and another fairy, and also +1 damage to whatever combo you're setting up. So yeah, it's a really good card. I do not mulligan for it because it's much more important to get your fairy generators, because you won't get the combo off with Lambent anyways if you don't have a fairy gen. So yeah, more important to hunt for gens and a mulligan. And yeah, this is gonna be one of the 2 sources of your zero cost cards. Another source of zero cost cards is Bale. Like I said earlier, this is the card you want on your hand, right? The difference between Lambent and Bale is an 8 cost card at the start. So you want him at the start of the game because you want him to be zero cost. Otherwise, you won't be able to use him for combos. Just do know that where you're doing fairy combos, let's say, oh, my Bale is like 2 cost, I can't do the combo. No, like if you have 2 fairies in your hand, you can just kamikaze the fairies into wards or into units on the board, or flip them, and then you'll have a zero cost Veil all of a sudden. Just remember that flipping also counts as reducing the cost, not just like kabooming like whatever unit you have on the field. So yeah, don't be afraid to spam like fairies on the board. That's your entire thing, and you get rewarded for it by getting a zero cost Bail at the combo. Now, with all that said, you guys know what every card does now, and I did forget to mention one thing though, because this is one of my favorite cards, Fae. Fae Twinkle Toes like makes it so that they can't like deal with your board as easy, or they have to deal more they have to use more resources in order to clear your board. So if you manage to like draw into Fae, and it's a situation where it's like early game, let's say turn 1 to turn 5, and you manage to do a 1 fairy into Fae, that's like 6 damage worth of units for just 4 mana. and it's like pretty wide. So this unit is really good. This card is really good for attacking wide. You should run it, but I wouldn't run more than two, right? In the deck that I'm showcasing, I only run one actually. Because I'm not gonna lie, the current meta right now, like Faye isn't as good because a lot of puppet. Yep, a lot of puppet. It's still nice to have in the deck though. You can like counter aggro with it. You can like pressure rune. Yeah. So this is the complete deck after discussing all of the cards that we talked about. And as a final note, I will show you guys like sample combos. I'm not gonna tell you guys every single combo. I'm gonna just show you guys some sample combos so you guys can get started with playing Forestcraft. Alright, let's take a look at the basic combo setup of Forest. Alright, just do know that any lambents on the board will add 1 damage to the roach, just like we talked about. And any like card that you're able to play in addition to the basic combo will also give you 2 damage. So, there's like 2 types of like finishers that are typically used for roach setups. So first off is the Godwood Staff combo. So with 8 mana, you get to use a 0 cost card plus a 0 cost card, then 2 1 mana cards into Roach, and then you flip the Roach with the Godwood Staff, and then you super evolve, and you'll be able to do 14 damage with that. And if you have any Laments, that's plus 1. Alright? So this combo is pretty easy to execute. It's basically just get 2 0 cost, get 1 fairy generator, and then you do Roach flip Roach. That's it. Like, it's just a straight line. The issue though is like the ceiling of this combo, if you're just gonna rely on this combo, is not as big. What if they're full HP? How can you do that? Well, that's the other basic combo that we're gonna talk about, and it's the Carbuncle combos. Now, if you take a look-see of like at this combo, right? There's like 1 0 cost card, and you're like, wait, why? Because we're using Carbuncle. As you can see, the combo looks like 0 cost card into 3 1 cost cards with a Roach and then a Carbuncle flip super evolve. Just like we discussed, like Baby Carbuncle super evolves, gives you 3 mana again, meaning you can drop Roach at 5 mana instead of 6 mana, and then flip that with Carbuncle, and then super evolve Carbuncle, and then you'll be able to play another Roach. So, why is it a big deal that you get to drop Roach at 5 mana? Very simple. It's because you get more mana to dump more cards before your Roach combo. So, right, if you have 4 or like 3 to 4 like 0 cost cards, and then you play like 3 1 cost cards, and then you do a Roach Carbuncle flip, you can actually just do 20 damage. I'm not kidding. Let's say you have like 2 bales, right? Let's say you have 2 bales and you have a bounty or 2 on your hand. You dump them on the board, remove all the wards, and then you play like your 1 cost fairies. You run them down so like they get to free up the board, and then you drop the Roach, and then you do a Carbuncle. Don't believe me? Well, you don't have to believe me. Just take a look at this clip, and I think you'll find out right away. So yeah, that's pretty neat to do, right? That's pretty neat combo. So that combo that I just showed you, I actually misplayed. I could have done more damage, but since in my head it was already 20 damage, I already like did the combo, right? Like regardless of optimizing it for more, just because I got one already, and also I was running out of time, and yeah. So with that said, that's how you play this Forestcraft deck. It requires only one legendary, and it's Olivia. It's not the easiest deck in the world to play, but I think it's worth a try because it's a good challenge. And to be honest, it feels like every game is kind of different because you're put into these different scenarios. You're forced to think about using your resources in different ways. It's not a straight line. If this is not your type of like deck, then of course like you don't have to, but for the people who are interested, that's how you play Forestcraft, at least at the basic level. I'm gonna show you guys some gameplay footage as well, just so you guys see what it looks like. You can also look at my previous Roach VODs as well if you're interested in looking at somebody who was like learning this craft from zero to like to diamond. So yeah. Hope you guys have a nice day. If you like the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Okay, first off, why the hell are you like putting that many? I'm not gonna lie, I don't mind that you played that really well. Yeah, I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. You actually played well. You use the Earth Raid card that does like 4 damage to the entire board. Wow. GG Saggies. No. Like you played well, man. Come on, dude. Give yourself some credit, man. I know I like to shit talk, but when credit is due, you know. Don't down yourself for that game. You know what's the good thing about like Dirt Rune actually, chat? In the mirror match, like Dirt Rune actually like steamrolls in the early game. So if you're looking to cheese Spell Boost Rune, that's one way to cheese them. Though, turn 6, if you don't kill them, the William just... Yeah, the William just beats you. William's kind of broken in that matchup. Yo, Dola's thinking. Dola's thinking. William's kind of broken in general. Yeah, it's like 6 mana, like kill any board. It's literally any board they can kill. You can have 5 Gundams and like William has the potential to kill. Oh, good play actually. I overdraw with that. He's praying that I overdraw Roach. Oh, beta. Interesting. One, two, three, four. One, two, two, one, two. Wanna make a Lambert. I can also like put in god stuff. And then like maybe yeah, probably evolve. Oh shit, I fucked up. Yeah, I fucked up. It's not enough. Yeah, I fucked up. It's not enough. Yeah, it's not enough. I was short 1 mana for the play that I wanted. Wow. Portal just doesn't have a dead play, huh? Arya. Oh, no Arya. Oh, I have Carbuncle now, though. Carbuncle. The problem with this play is super evolving. Yeah. The way I get value out of this is by super evolving Olivia. But I'm gonna be behind if I do that. I guess I gotta just do it. I need to heal too, so. He doesn't have Orcus yet, so he has to super evolve Sylvia. Sylvia is his best play here. Hell, he could just like normal evolve Sylvia and he'll be fine. So he can have super evolves for Orcus. Because +4 heal, plus 5/5 body with like evolve destroy is a broken card. Just saying, man. Broken ass card. Head. Dirt. Holy. He just can't attack this. He has to play something, no? Oh, he's gonna striker this. Okay. Okay, good play. One. Two. Three. 4. I need to hold off a little, chat. Yeah, I need to hold off a little. Like, I don't think I can burst him yet. Because I don't have a Bale. And my problem is, I can't get through Lloyd without Bale. Wow! Interesting. That's a slow play then. That's a free turn. Yo! He gave me another free turn. Interesting. Is it breaking? He has to be breaking then, no? That's what I think at least. Do I have detail here? 15. I think I do. I'm not gonna risk it, bro. I'll save it next time. I think I'm 15. He's 16 HP though. He's dead next turn, I think. Pararam pam pararam pararam parararam pararim pararum pong papapang papapang papaping ping papapang papapong pang pang. Holy shit! Wait, he won. Yeah, he won. I can't deal with this. Yeah, I can't deal with this. Oh shit. I actually can't deal with this. Get roach, shit, roach, baby. Bam, 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 da 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 da.